Welcome to ShineStrong, LiveLong, inspiring us to be intentional about becoming who God has designed for us to be. Hi, this is Christina Eve, and welcome to ShineStrong, LiveLong. If it's your first time here, welcome back. If you are a returning viewer or a listener to the podcast, or if you follow me on social media, thank you so much. I'm really excited about this segment. It is when I sit down and I talk to some artists about some new projects that they have going on. It is called Artist Spotlight, and today I am with Dr. Alecia Garrick.
I've been tried in the fire, coming out pure gold. I've been tried in the fire, y'all, coming out pure gold. Have you been tried in the fire too? Coming out pure gold. You may have been knocked down, Jesus picks me up, 'cause he'll be there to catch you. Oh yeah. Yes, he will.
Tell us about yourself and your new projects.
So I'm excited because this particular song has literally been in my reserve tank, if I would say, for at least 11 to 12 years.
Oh,
I did a rebirth concert with this song and several other songs that I did at my former location, Harvest Outreach Center Church. And I just never got around to it because my first passion was singing. So before I began to pastor, the singing stopped. So when the singing stopped, I was like, okay, what's next? You know, I felt like a fish without water. And then I went from there to the pastoral, if that makes sense. So I kind of lost myself, engulfed myself in pastoring and building. So yeah, the song was on reserve for quite some time, but I'm excited to say that this has literally been the testament of my survival, the testament of every person that has been tried by anything in life. And the title cut is Tried in the Fire.
ooh,
Yeah.
tried in the fire.
Tried in the fire of adversity, and the fire of resentment, and the fire of bitterness, and the fire of revenge. In the fire, you know, because sometimes when you go in the fire, you might go in, but sometimes when you come out, you won't smell like smoke. But when you're going in, whatever is, how can I say it? Whatever is in your mental, be it anger, rage, peace, you know what I'm saying? Whatever that fire is, that has to be rekindled, and it has to be refined. You know what I'm saying? So once it's refined, the Bible talks about the refiner's fire. So all of those thoughts, all of those emotions, all of those wills have to be refined by fire. Yeah.
And see, before you even started preaching, I was like, oh, that song could preach, just the title alone. So that's how you know it's good. Woo. Okay, refine. So tell us that title again.
Tried in the Fire.
Tried in the Fire, guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It sounds so. It's been 11 years in the works. So you're a writer too, correct?
Yes. And that's why I said I felt like a fish without water, because I stopped writing songs, and my songs went from songs to sermons. Yeah.
Wow. So
some things I had to live out loud.
Yeah.
Live out loud and laugh out loud.
Yeah, that's one thing. I know it's easy to write a song. It is a little bit harder to sing it and like release it. But to be in to be in a position like you are in, where people
Right.
are not just listening to your lyrics, but they're looking at you and seeing if you are living that same
Yeah,
lifestyle. That is
right.
that's awesome. That's an awesome ministry too. So I'm excited about this. I can't wait to hear that song. Um,
Right. Thank you so much.
yeah, so like now I'm really excited. So like you got a song that's coming out, and I'm
Yes.
hoping that I did see that you did have a song before about peace. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes. So that would have been from my, at that time, would have been album right now. They're known as EPs. Um, from the album New Beginning. So I've been singing since I was 3. I recorded my first single in 2002. So 2002 would have been my first single, which was Virtuous Woman. So went from there to the album Hymns of Worship, and then Seasons. No, New Beginning, and then Seasons was a compilation of all of those collaborate together. Okay, so yeah. And Peace was actually from the New Beginning project in 2008.
Wow.
That song was birthed. That's another song that was birthed through. Okay, so I don't know if you remember, we had storms and it was like a tornado. I can't remember the name of it, but I was in a mobile home
Mm.
and I was so terrified. Everybody was asleep, but I walked the floor praying and just call for peace. Like I didn't want to be like Dorothy and Toto, like NEM. You know, so I was like really, really up praying all night in our mobile home, and the kids were asleep. My husband, the dog was asleep, so everybody was sleeping. But I was up praying, and while I was praying, that song just began to speak volumes to me. So I spoke about to the troops in the Middle East at that time, to
Mhm.
the ones that's Hurricane Katrina, it was just a whole conglomerate. Everything together kind of made that song what it was. Yeah, so I actually brought that back because we need peace in these troubled times.
Yes, we do.
Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah,
no pun intended, but it's very interesting when you got a song that comes out of a storm, you know?
yeah.
You know it's good.
Those, to be honest, those are the best songs that anybody can write, is songs through personal experience, because Revelation tells us in 12 and 11, where it talks about we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. So you're going to be tested by the words and the life that you live.
So
Yeah.
true. So true. Okay.
Yes.
So I got two important questions. So
Okay. And
where
hopefully I have two important answers.
where are you located? Because you talked about a tornado and all this, but we don't even know where you're from. Where are you located?
So I'm from a place called Hoptown,
Huh?
what we call Columbia, Hopkins, South Carolina. Yeah, so rural area, small population. But since I wrote Peace, our population has truly expanded. They're bringing in homes now, they're building communities, and yeah, so a funny thing is they're building all these communities, but we still only have one high school.
Oh,
Yeah, so that's a
that,
whole nother issue.
that's fun. I'm
Yeah,
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 I grew up in a small town too where there
yeah,
was just one high school and I went there.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
you got these little elementary schools, you
hmm
know, so they're divided, they're separated, they're smaller.
hmm
You see what I'm saying? But now you bringing all of these smaller schools into a bigger sector, and that's like fuel to fire. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a whole nother issue.
That might
Maybe
be a
there's
whole nother
something in my
song.
office, running for office type thing. I don't know. I
What?
don't I don't know what the future holds. I'm still, I'm still in a place right now. Um, because like I said, I was pastoring a brick and mortar from oh God, since 2012. But this year God released me into mobile ministry. So I'm no longer pastoring brick and mortar. So I'll be out in the hedges, in the highways and byways. That was my initial assignment when I was a correctional officer, witnessing to those that are lost, and, as well as the convalescent homes and women's shelters. So that was my passion, during that time of singing. And singing was the solace to bring everybody together. And from that, the pastoral had added. So from evangelism ministry to pastoral, right? But now I'm learning to navigate, and it's okay to navigate from brick and mortar back to what I know. You know what I'm saying? And that's meeting people at the level that they're on, and not the level that you want them to be on.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, that's good. You have the personality for it. I could see it.
Well, thank you.
So that's good. So some people are just anointed to do certain assignments,
Certain things, yeah.
So yeah, I
And
can
for the
totally
life of me, nobody understands, why would you do this and why would you do that? And you have to know when your time is ended, but you also have to know when your time is shifting.
That's important. Yeah.
Yeah. So you have to move with the shift.
Ooh.
Yeah. Or you get sifted out.
Ooh.
So that's another message. So I'll leave that alone.
Look, I'm thinking about, I'm like, if I was your assistant, I'd be in the back taking notes about, okay,
Listen, because
the
I
next
did a
song
message
right here.
called There's a Shifting in the Sifting.
Mm.
And there's a sifting in the shifting. Yeah.
Okay, well, I can't
We're
wait
not talking about that.
until this album. I'm going to be watching you very closely. You already got to follow
Thank you.
on Instagram for sure. So,
Thank you.
how would you describe your sound? That was my second question. So, how would you describe your music is and your sound to anyone who hasn't heard you sing before?
So my sound is my sound. For so long, I tried to be others. Right? I try to sound like others. I try to move like others. And then, I just really just came into myself and was like, you know what? I'm not going to let go of my traditional roots. I'm not going to let go of my quartet bringing up. My dad was some quartet for all of my life. So yeah, that Southern soul type thing, and that has been in our DNA since I could remember. So I learned to stay true to who I am. So my sound is more like a contralto, so like an alto tenor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a very low register. Yeah, it became lower after I had my third child.
I hear that.
Yeah. Yeah, so my highs was Anita Baker high, then, right? But now it's so much lower than that. Like Anita Baker is high for me right now.
Wow.
Yes. Yes. So those, so contralto.
Yeah, sometimes people their voice get low and they can't sing no more. So at least some people, you know how to make it work. That's good.
I try to. Somebody told me that I'm not stretching myself anymore. I'm singing lazy. I'm like, no, I'm singing like me. I'm singing what is comfortable for me. And I'm not trying to strain or stretch my vocals anymore, because I had my season of silence where I had to be on vocal rest for 3 to 6 months.
Oh, yes.
And I couldn't talk. I couldn't do anything. I had to write everything down for my kids. So they wanted to do, go in my vocal cords and my nodules and, do that. And I was like, yeah, I just can't see it. So you're saying it's going to change the way I sing and the way I talk. So, I'm just going to let God be God, and I'm just going to rest, because when I sing hard and I strain. So I had to learn to use wisdom, even in my preaching, where I used to hoop. Everybody love a Baptist hoop. And, you know what I'm saying?
I do.
So I had to really discipline myself in that area. That is good in its place. But, when you get to a certain age, things don't heal like they used to. So
We
So
want to
yeah,
use wisdom because we need more
yes,
songs. I
yeah,
need a full new album from this new season that you're in.
yeah.
So how can we, so looking ahead, you have new music coming out. What can we expect from you? Are you performing? I know you're going in the hedges and the highways. Do we have concerts? Is there a tour?
That is on the shelf. So I'm still, yeah, I don't, I don't like concerts. I don't like I don't know. At one time I used to love concerts.
Hmm.
You know, I used to love going to concerts. I used to love being in concerts. But the older I got, my little anxiety kind of like,
Yeah.
I'm a introvert, but I have to be an extrovert. Does that make sense?
Yes, I call it
So I
being,
like people, but I don't like people.
I get it. It's called
I
being
used to
an
love
introverted
people like being
extrovert.
up there, like da 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 da. But now it's like, you know.
Yeah, I think COVID did that to a lot of people, to be
Oh,
honest.
Lord.
'Cause
Yeah.
when you
Yeah.
realize you really like being at home and you don't have to exert yourself and talk to people, what?
Oh my God. I think that's why podcasts and all of this came to play because, we learn how to be um, to alone together,
Yeah.
in our separate spaces.
Mm-hmm. But
Yeah, we did that for about
okay.
2 years, right?
Well, it's just a matter of time for you. So we'll see. Because, it's always that uncomfortable thing that we need to eventually get out of ourselves and do. Because if God's not stretching you with you singing and hooping, He may be stretching you to start performing. So we'll just see. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
sit on the sidelines and I'm just gonna
Because
watch.
because when he gave me the instructions to pastor, he said that it's not that I won't sing again. It's just that it won't be right now.
Mhm.
So 11 years later is my right now. And sometimes a day, sometimes 11 years to us is a day to him.
Yeah. How can we connect? I know I'm going to be watching and seeing what's happening next. How
Okay.
can others connect with you and get your music as soon as it drops?
Okay, of course, it's going to be on all streaming platforms, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, working on the video as we speak. And speaking of videos, we do have a video and a song for peace. So if you want to go back and watch that, you can. But you can follow me on social media. On Facebook, it's Alecia Garrick, not Doctor. We do have a Dr. Alecia Garrick Ministries page. We also have a church page, Kingdom Harvest. IG, it should be Dr. Alecia Garrick. And I think TikTok is Alecia Garrick Live, if I'm not mistaken. So those are your ways to follow me. If you want to book me. That sounds funny. Oh my God. Like, I haven't said that. I'm sorry, Kristen. I haven't said that in so long. I don't even know what number. No, but for real. Um, no, so if they looking to contact me for any type of, functions or engagements type thing, they can contact my my business cell at 297-2821. Okay. 803-297-2821. If they want to email me, they can email me at drgarrick32@gmail.com. So that will be a way for them to invite me to any services. It doesn't have to be nothing big. I love smaller settings, as I was saying earlier. I love mega, but I also love mini. I believe many is where you learn the foundation. You're not singing to 1,000 or 10,000. You're not preaching to 1,000, 10,000, because it's sometimes even in the 1,000 or the 10,000, you will only reach. Studies show you will only reach 10% of the audience that you're in.
Say less, sis. Okay. Well, look, I just want to say thank you so much for coming to Artist Spotlight.
Thank you for having me.
Sure, yeah, for everybody who was listening to this video or to the podcast, All of her information is going to be in the show notes or in the description. So be sure to be on the lookout for her new single that's dropping, I believe, June 10th, right?
Yes, we have been tried in the fire. I'm gonna tell you how funny it is, and then I'm gonna let you go. So Juneteenth, when they said tried in the fire, so you saw the plantation home that caught on fire?
Yes, I did.
Ironically, right after we announced that it was going to be Juneteenth and tried by fire, that this would happen to something that happened with our ancestors. Like, yeah, so I was like, oh, I don't need any more signs.
Amen. Yeah, thank you so much for coming. And so, look, I can't wait until it comes out.